Maybe my friends. No? That was rude. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Christina.
I'm Joel.
And today we are going to talk about our home buying experiences and how very different they were.
It really was. So we owned a home in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we sold it to move out here to LA. And buying a home in LA sucks.
Yeah, buying a home in LA was a very different experience. So we started looking back in June, casually, online.
I thought it was earlier.
Was it?
Honestly, 2020 kind of all blurs together because we didn't do anything. So
Yeah.
let's say June.
Yeah, I think it was June. So we were looking for a while, like online, and then we saw some places online that we were interested in checking out. We got in touch with our realtor and started looking at places. And over the course of, I guess if it started in June, somewhere between like 4 and 7 months, we looked at probably 3 to 4 dozen homes.
Yeah, I'd say somewhere around 40 homes. We put in offers on 9.
We put in offers on 7. This was our 7th offer.
Okay.
So let's kind of walk through what the process looked like in LA. So we got in touch with our realtor. We let her know what we were looking for. We started looking at homes. We found one we really liked. We put in an offer.
I feel like you're skipping
Oh.
several. So I feel like one of the important things, like I remember in like the old days when my parents were buying a house, like the realtor would drive them around and show them houses. Here, like the realtor literally never suggested a home. We told the realtor the houses we wanted to look at, and then she let us know if that was an option.
Yeah. My parents had bought, I think, like 6 or 7 homes. Don't quote me on that. In my life that I've been a part of. And the realtors did that, and they stopped driving you around in the early 2000s.
Well, it makes sense that the place where my parents bought a home, they're probably right around the early 2000s in culture because they're so far from any metropolitan area. So I felt like in Arizona, I feel like she sent us some houses to look at.
I think she did too. And I think a big part of why it was like that is, in LA, the market is crazy and they don't have probably time to do it, but also they don't have to do it because if you want a house, you're gonna send them things. Then we put in an offer on the first place, and if you've never bought a home, basically when you tour a home and you want to put in an offer, you talk with your real estate agent about a good price. So they're going to make suggestions based on the market, based on the home condition and the value that they feel the home is worth. And then together you kind of come to an agreement. Ultimately, it is your decision what you want to offer. And we made an offer, I think pretty close to the listing price. I think it was slightly under because we didn't understand the market at that point yet.
Which one?
That was Inglewood one.
Yeah, we put it in.
It was like 2,000 or 3,000 less.
It was 3,000 under list.
It was a very complex situation, but basically they had accepted an offer already on the home, but they told us they would try and cancel that one, and it became this whole big thing that ran for months, and basically it was just a very heartbreaking situation. So we put in offers on a couple of townhomes. I don't think we put any offers in on actual condos. And then we put a couple of offers in on houses.
What house besides this one did we put in? Oh yeah. So 2 houses and 5 townhomes.
Yeah.
And I'd say each time that we didn't get it, it was, one was realtor error on the behalf of the seller's realtor.
Not ours.
And that was it was her first time selling a home, and I didn't even know this was a mistake possible, but let's just say that she screwed up huge and cost her sellers a decent amount of money. But other times, there's this one, the one in Tarzana, I've loved that.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, we really like that. That was a very well finished home.
Yeah, let's just say I don't even want to know how much this couple spent remodeling, but then they had a kid, and even though it was like a three bedroom, that they weren't using one of the bedrooms. They're like, house too small, and yeah, that was a completely gorgeous place. And
they got a cash offer.
Yeah, it wasn't even price on that one. We had a pre-approved offer, so that is usually about as good as you can go, no contingencies, anything. And then so they got straight cash, so they went with that.
So should we finish? So the process, so we put in 6 offers. For a variety of reasons, we didn't get any of those homes, none of which were our fault or our agent's fault, but it was market related and sometimes a screw up of the other agent. And then we found our current home. We put in an offer, it was accepted, and then we had to go through the closing process. And typically that is a 30-day process where basically the underwriter, the lender, everything on the back end is happening, where they're making sure that you have all of the paperwork in to prove that you have the income and the money in the bank that you need for your down payment. And then they get all the like mortgage stuff set up for you. And it typically is a 30-day process before you can close. Well, with the market in LA, when we were at least buying our house, they said the earliest they could close was 45 days. And if you've ever bought a house, the minute you get an offer accepted, you are so excited to move in that waiting an extra 15 days is heart-wrenching. Yeah. And not only that, through the entire closing process, no one could give us a close date. And it was so hard because we had to give notice at our rental. We had to schedule movers. We had to pack. We had to get all of these other things set up, and we couldn't do anything because we didn't have a close date. We didn't know when we could move in here. So it was very, very stressful.
I will say that just for clarification, the reason we had to go through that 45-day underwriting is we ended up switching mortgage providers because interest rates dropped and we were able to get a better deal, because if we had gone through the previous one, it wouldn't have been that process because it was already done, but we would have ended up spending much more money because they weren't able to match the rates. And that's also something to look at, is if you don't shop around, you won't know you're getting the best deal. And we had to spend an extra 15 days waiting, but it ended up being very beneficial to do so.
Yeah, so that was the experience this time. And then in contrast, when we bought our house in Arizona, that was back in 2017, we started looking, I don't even know, I want to say probably in like October. We looked at maybe half a dozen homes.
Yeah.
And we put in an offer on one, and the sellers were overpriced, which means that their home is worth X amount, but they think it's worth a higher amount, so they don't budge. And sometimes that just happens when their realtors don't set proper expectations, and sometimes it happens because people are unrealistic and they think their house, because they're sentimentally attached to it, is worth more than it is.
Which one was that? I have no recollection of this.
Yeah.
But then I remember looking, and it was just like a Wednesday or something, and this came up, and the first picture was of the pool, and our house in Arizona had the best pool. And
it had an epic pool. It was like a resort style pool.
And like we got in to see it like that Saturday, and then we put in an offer like that Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was the smoothest process.
It was so smooth. And I will say, just to give you a picture of the market there, that house that we bought had been on the market since August. We must have put in an offer around Thanksgiving because we closed right after Christmas of that year. So it had been on the market for almost 4 or 5 months by the time we saw it. It was vacant, like it was empty, and like they weren't getting action. Yeah, they definitely, it wasn't a competition to get the home. It was like our offer, and they hadn't probably seen an offer in a very good long time. And then we went through a 30-day close process. There were no hiccups that I can remember.
none. There was no, and
We got the key from our realtor and we moved in.
yeah, it was even just looking at how everything was smoother, and like I just felt like there was no pressure because like we didn't have to deal with other people waiting in line to view the home after us, trying to view it at the same time. Like
Which happened all the time here.
every single time we
Yeah.
view a home, there's someone either coming out or coming in after us. So.
Yeah. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you are new here and go ahead and like this video. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.